are a lot of folks that have signed up for testimony as well as the J agenda item. So first testifier is Richard Kaniho.
Good morning, Chair.
Aloha.
And chairpersons, as well as the Kanaka Maoli in the house. Good morning. Aloha. Richard Kaniho. I am a homesteader up at Humula. And I just want, for the record, chairpersons and Kanaka in the room to understand my dynamics. I've been a homesteader on Humula lands since 1991. I'm one of only 3 lessees on the 56,000 acres that exist up there. Some of my frustration is that sometimes we feel we don't exist. Of the 3 is myself, my cousin Kalani, who is here, and my cousin Guy. And when I say I feel we don't exist, it's because sometimes the issues that we bring forward seem like they are not heard. For instance, just being a person up there and being recognized is a struggle. Sometimes I find out about controlled burns from my friend driving down the side of the road saying your place is on fire. They are spraying gorse from the helicopter. I don't know until we got to land the helicopter and the guy tells us, well, Hawaiian Homes told us to spray the gorse. The point I'm trying to make is all of the issues that are coming up today regarding the Mauna are pretty heavy-duty issues. And we want to make sure that we can be a part of this decision-making process. We feel, since we've occupied the mountain since '91, that we are a good model to the Kanaka about how you're going to live your life on the mountain. Okay, I was part of the Aina Mauna Legacy, the first meeting right here in this very building, where there was double the people that are in this room today. And we were told immediate interim lease. Of one of 356,000, the last thing I want is to be the only Kanaka on that mountain. You guys gotta do what you say you're gonna do. If we pull out the Aina Mauna plan that a lot of people might have in their keep today, it says exactly that, immediate interim leases. Where are the Hawaiians? I spoke to you guys in January in Honolulu about a bigger issue that I think a lot of people here today don't realize that is taking place on the mountain. This is beyond the feral cattle contract. This is beyond the gorse removal. This is about a non-homesteader who claims that he owns all the land up there. Okay? And I came to you guys in Honolulu with humility and respect. I went through you guys' process. I went into deposition with your security team. And to this day, not one of you guys have called me back to tell me how I feel and what's going on that mountain. The last thing Joby Masagatani asked me is, what will it take to satisfy you that you don't have to deal with that person on the mountain? I had 2 options. One was you remove the guy. Well, number 2, maybe you give me the request that I've been requesting for the last 7 years, on paper, on record. This is year 7 now that I've requested additional acreage on the mountain. The original lease that we got awarded, 116 acres, of which majority of that is Pahoehoe lava. We have made it work for all of these years through government help and just help from our family and our friends. We have established water system up there. So we know that we can be a good model for the future Hawaiians to come up on the mountain. As well, in my request for additional acreage was also a proposal of things that we could do, things that would address some of the initial aspects of the Aina Mauna program, like fencing, like water establishment. So I sit here today and I'm wondering if one of you guys can answer me. From January, I had asked for the possibility of locking down some of those boundaries, even if it was a month-to-month lease. Joby's question to me was, let's say we give you this opportunity, Mr. Kaniho. At such time, when we're ready to implement the rest of our plan, will you be ready and willing to vacate your position up there? Of course I would, because that means you guys put in a Kanaka on the land. But none of that has happened yet, and so still today I sit here as a homesteader who has been threatened by a non-Hawaiian that I occupy his land up there. He has now put water systems in, he has now put other fencing in, he has now put cattle in there. So what goes on? So that's one, that's my foremost issue here today. The second is in regards to the cattle contract. I got to see, of course, social media and the tape that happened in the Senate meeting, where basically the contractor, who supposedly was awarded the Mauka contracts, is pretty much getting beat up because he's an Oahu applicant. Okay, and some of the guys that exist with him on his crew, I can tell you, and some of these guys here today will tell you that I was part of that original hui that went up there to remove cattle for 3 years. So the applicant also, I'm going to tell you, lived with me pretty much for 4 years through his high school career, and he was with me on Humula, and he helped me establish my Humula homestead. He knows the mountain. He understands the mountain. The crew that is with him, and I said this maybe kiddingly at some point, but I'm not kidding when I tell you, if you want them to catch a minor bird or a mongoose, they will do it. You want the cattle removed, they will do it. It has nothing to do with the gorse or the fencing up there. You want the cattle removed, you need to have somebody go in there and remove cattle. The next, and that is speaking on item F7, okay? In regards to item J12, the Millennium Hawaii Carbon Initiative, that we'll be speaking to you a little bit later today when they come up on the agenda, but I'm here in support of them as well. And I will tell you that a lot of the science that has been happening in regards to the gorse at Mauna Kea, because some of the people that have been up there trying to make this thing work, Uncle Warren Matsumoto, first and foremost, was declined access to the gorse. So I have opened up my gates so that he could come up and start his initiatives on the gorse. What can we do with the gorse? What's the best thing we can do with the gorse? They're already doing it. We have universities involved that have already done the science. Right? Now we have Millennium Carbon coming in, utilizing the gorse that they've been taking from our homestead, and they are proving the science for usefulness. So I ask you guys to please, when it comes up to F7 and J12, to please listen to what these potential licensees have to offer. Because I think it's, as far as Millennium Hawaii Carbon, probably the best thing that I have seen since I've been occupying the mountain that will be the best case for this department and for the homesteaders. And as far as the cattle contract is concerned, it doesn't matter if he's off island or not on from this island. East Hawaii, you guys got to understand, it has nothing to do with anything except for the fact that we need to get this cattle under control. Okay? It's not about East versus West versus non-Hawaiian, Hawaiian. We got to put this cattle contract out to the people that we know going to get this job done. We got to put the gorse contract out to the people we know that's going to get the job done. And I'm telling you, and I'm begging you, as one of only 3 homesteaders on the entire mountain up there, please do you guys' job. Please make this happen. And at the end of the day, put the Hawaiians up there on the land. I would love to have neighbors up there. Neighbors that are Hawaiian and that have a rightful purpose to the land up there. Until now, all I have been getting for the last year is threats from a non-Hawaiian that says, I occupy his land. To this day, as I mentioned, I haven't gotten one reply. We had a conversation, oh, Mr. Ayla, you were going to call me. I gave you my number. You never called me yet.
The reason I haven't called you yet is because we have some things that are in process. It wasn't progressive enough to let you know that we're moving forward. So just rest assured, we are moving forward on that, gentleman. Okay? Okay.
Well, I appreciate it. I would always, like I said, and why I brought that up, Chair, when I bring up the issues like control burns, gorse spraying, those things that happen without our knowledge, you get frustrated.
Understood.
No? It's a frustrating time when you don't know what's happening. You don't got to give me all. Just call me and let me know that you guys are working on this problem. Because I can tell you right now, on those lands that I've been requesting for 7 years, I'll say it again, he's now occupying. There's water, there's fencing, there's cattle in there now. So we got to do something. Thank you.
So, you mentioned on the issue of gorse and cattle removal. For you, it does not matter as much about the selection and where they come from. What matters is the expertise that they carry to get the job done. Is that correct?
That's correct. With that being said, those who have are in line for the cattle contract, the team does exist of Hawaiians. The team does exist of expertise. The team does exist. I may not be talking about the applicant himself, but the people that are part of his team understand the mountain. They've been on the mountain. As I mentioned, I was on the mountain with this same group of guys back in the original days of the first contracts. Okay? So they know what they're doing up there. Unfortunately, we cannot have one senator just getting information from a certain source that says these guys don't know what they're doing, they don't have the experience. I've been there for 3 years. I watched them. I worked hand in hand with them to remove cattle off that mountain. So, and in regards to the gorse, Chair, is, you know, this group has been working to do the science with the gorse, from the gorse that exists on our lands right now, our homestead. So I've been able to understand the science, understand what they're trying to do, and that group is made up of Hawaiians who are homesteaders. So it's a win-win situation. They have the science, they have the knowledge, they have the financial capability to make this happen. And I've said this all along. This department respectfully has proven time and time again that they don't have the manpower nor the financial resources to take care of the 56,000 acres on Mauna Kea. So what's the best case scenario? Probably put the Hawaiians on the land.
With the proper expertise, right?
Well, as far as, yes, as far as maybe contracting some stuff out, but as far as homesteading, you got to put the Hawaiians on. Many hands make the work easier, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.